Hi everyone, my name's Cathy. Welcome to Skint Living UK. It's a bit warm. In the UK, we're experiencing a bit of a heat wave. I don't know if it's like that where you are. And the problem with heat waves is you can end up using loads of energy and your bill can go through the roof. So here are 10 tips, 10 ways to reduce your energy bill or keep it low. Number one, a really obvious one, cook outdoors to keep the heat outside the house. If you're possible, invest in a barbecue. You can pick up cheap ones, really cheap, from places like Home Bargains or big DIY stores online. eBay have lots of particularly cheap ones and often with free postage. Or if you want to, you could invest in a rocket stove. They're more expensive than barbecues, but I've seen ones on eBay as cheap as £50, and some people often build their own. Number two, on a similar vein, reduce the amount of time you're cooking. So if you've got pots of pans cooking of pasta and stuff, it creates heat and humidity. Same with your oven. So if you're going to use your oven, do what I do, ram it full of food. Pack it all in. So you've got food there for a few days. So like if you've roasted some chicken or put some lovely sauce on it, you can eat it cold over the next couple of days. Number three, it's cooler in the mornings, so open the windows and the doors for cross ventilation. But the trick is to keep them closed during the day. Have you noticed when you go on holiday and it's really hot, so like you go somewhere lovely like Spain or Portugal, they always have the curtains closed, but the doors and windows are closed as well, because you're keeping the room in the shade and in the cool, and this obviously drops the temperature. Right, let me move my list down. So on a similar vein, number four, if you've got particularly sunny rooms, in our house, the mornings, the front of the house gets all the sunlight beaming in. So that's the time, like I close the curtains. I've bought separate thermal lines for my curtains. I didn't buy them all at once, so I didn't have a big outlay at once. But they're great because in the winter they keep the winter heat in, but also in the summer they keep the sunlight out. So obviously if the sunlight's beaming into your room, it's heating your room up. So the price of those thermal linings, I've had them up for 5 years now, and it's made a big difference. I really recommend thermal linings. They hook onto your curtains at the top where the curtain tape is, where you have the hooks to hang up on the rail. So you just hook them onto that. Yeah, you can pick up a pair easy for about £15-20 depending on the length of your length and the size of your curtains. So I highly recommend thermal linings. Let's have a look at the next one. I don't know if you can see how dark my room is. This is my bedroom, it's in the front bedroom. And see, no sunlight's coming in apart from when the windows are the curtains are slightly open. Totally blacked out because the sunlight coming in obviously heats your room. Let's look at the next one. Oh, number 5, have a very quick cool or cold shower. If you're worried about using electricity too much, have a lot of showers. A great tip is to put your feet in a washing up bowl of cold water and a cold cloth flannel across the back of your neck. For some reason, keeping your feet cool generally sends signals to your brain that all the body is cool. So I don't know how it works, but yeah, and just to make yourself feel better, obviously splash cold water on your face and leave a cold cloth on the back of your neck. And just keep re-wetting it, obviously wring it out, and just let it sit on your neck for a bit. Number 6, use energy efficient appliances. They use less energy, so therefore generate less heat. So if you've got an old fridge that's like 30 years old and it's old and knackered, that will definitely generate a lot of heat. Get behind your fridge as well and give it a good clean, because when it's dusty and cobwebby, it's inefficient and it's packing out the heat, and your fridge will last longer as well. So yeah, get behind it and get cleaning. Taffy Nige, that message is for you, because you promised you'd clean your back of your fridge, and I bet you still haven't. Number 7. Portable fans use less energy than an air conditioner, obviously. So if you're lucky enough to have a ceiling fan, set it to go counterclockwise so it generates a lovely cooling breeze. Talking of electrical devices, unplug them. Don't leave them on standby like your TV. Even if your TV's on standby, it generates heat, honestly. So if your TV's on, just go and feel the back of it, or just generally feel it. Even though these new ones, these LED ones are OLED ones, these still generate heat. Number 8, when you're washing your clothes, wash them on the cold water setting, because 90% of the energy used in washing your clothes is generating the heat, heating the water. So wash your clothes in cold water. Number 9, on a similar vein, soak your dishes in cold soapy water. You don't need the hot tap running. You don't need a dishwasher. I've never had a dishwasher. If you've got particularly bad stained dishes, like you've got an oven dish and you've roasted some chicken or whatever, cooked some sausages in it, or baked an Alaska in baked a lasagna in it, leave it to soak in cold soapy water overnight. You don't need a dishwasher, and you certainly shouldn't be using a hot tap running loads of hot water literally down the drain and wasting your money. And number 10, see if you're entitled to any form of insulation. I know lots of energy companies provide free loft insulation, even if don't have a contract with them. There's a few major companies, I think definitely British Gas does it. Octopus used to do it, where they'll come and insulate your roof, because obviously if the heat is kept in during the winter, it keeps the heat from outside coming in during the summer. And on a similar vein, see if there's any leaks around your windows and your front and back doors. You can buy those insulating strips, the sticky on ones for round doors and windows, or cork them, which is like comes in big tubes and seal around your windows and your exterior doors, your front and your back door. So like I said, it keeps the summer heat out and keeps the winter heat in. So I hope somewhere amongst there's a tip that you find useful, and if you do, let me know in the comments below. My cat's just come in now. She's like, "Ew, what's going on?" I think they're always interested when they hear you talking, don't they? So bye for now, and look after yourself, because it is wool.